Here I've started with a slab of already conditioned and cut clay, 1/8 of an inch thick, cut into 1 inch by 2 inch strips. Next, you use a needle tool to draw on your wood planks and then carve in some wood grain. For this decorative table, use an interesting button or other texture tool in the center of the table. Using a clay blade or other straight edge, mark where the wood border of the table will be, then deepen these marks with your needle tool. Using a clay shaper or something similarly soft and flexible, smooth out the clay where you plan to draw the wood grain. As with the table before, carve in some wood grain. To make benches to go with your table, you'll need a slab of clay 2 inches by 1/2 inch long. Carve wood planks and wood grain in as you did with the tables. For the legs of each bench, you'll need a bit of clay, 1/2 inch by about 1/4 of an inch. I recommend making 3 legs for each bench. Skip putting planks on the legs and instead go right into carving the wood grain. You'll notice pieces for making a chair, which I forgot to fill. The back is just under 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch. The leg is 1/4 of an inch by 1/2 inch, and the seat is 1/2 by 1/2 inch. If you're using polymer clay, place all of your table pieces on your baking sheet with a piece of copy paper to keep them from sticking, and bake. I recommend covering the sheet with foil and baking longer than the clay manufacturer's instructions for added strength. If you're using an air-dry clay or homemade cold porcelain, leave it out to dry instead. Using a super glue of your choice, glue 2 miniature spools or interesting wooden beads to the bottom of your table. Next, glue on the legs of your bench. Don't worry if one leg is too tall or slightly uneven. You can always sand it down later. Assemble the chair by first gluing the seat and the small leg together. Once this has set, glue the other side of the seat to the chair back as shown. Start by base coating your tables in a dark brown, such as burnt umber. Your first dry brush layer should be an orangey brown. I'm using Folk Arts Terracotta. Be generous with this first dry brush layer as you'll be adding a wash later. For your next dry brush layer, you'll want about a 50-50 mix of your orangey brown color with a yellowish brown. I used Crafter's Acrylic Golden Brown here. Instead of dry brushing the entire surface like you did before, you're going to want to hit all of the edges and then a few select parts of the table. Once dry, wash the deepest crevices with a blackish brown wash. Also apply this wash to the wood grain in small strokes. Try not to cover the entire surface with the wash, so you add more color variance to the wood. You can wipe off any excess as needed. For the decorative table, I chose Deco Art Avocado since my table has a leaf motif. Fill in the decorative part of your table with whatever color you feel is appropriate. Once everything is dry, mix your yellowish brown color with a little bit of water or glazing medium. Carefully add some streaks of color to your wood and further highlight a few edges. As these dry down, they should only tint the area with additional color and won't look as bright as they do here on camera. If you feel your table already has enough color variety, you can skip this step. I decided to take my decorative table a step further and pulled out a dollar store eyeshadow palette. Using the included applicator, I added a light dry brushing of sorts to the center of the table to give it a nice sheen. Here, I've doubled the thickness of the clay to 1/4 inch. This makes the tabletop much sturdier to handle, and it looks like it was carved out of logs. As a result, the table will be higher and may look strange next to a miniature, so shortening the legs could be a good idea. Here's another variation. I've cut the length of the table in half, doubled the thickness of the clay, and changed the paint scheme. The colors used on this table are a base of Americana driftwood, a dry brushing of Folk Art linen, and some glazing with Craft Essentials camel. Here's a prototype of some dwarven tables that I'm currently working on. Look for a video on how to make these in the near future.